Welcome to In the Middle. I'm Vykky. I'm a wife, a mom, and a leader shaping some of the world's most beloved brands. This is the podcast for all of us figuring it out in real time. In 20 minutes or less, let's get in the middle of it all. I'm so glad you're here. Hey friends, welcome back to In the Middle. I'm Vykky. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, we're in the middle of January. How are we feeling? I'm checking in. Are we feeling like things aren't falling into place the way that we maybe anticipated at the end of the year last year? Are we hitting our goals? Are we still maybe not taking the risks we promised ourselves we would in 2026? Let me sip my tea. Okay, I'm drinking this, it's called glazed lemon loaf. It is divine with like just a little bit of honey. That's it. It is so good. My throat has been feeling a little weird lately, so I've been trying to sip on that a little bit more. So I'm sure you saw the title of this episode, We're Done Playing Small. So if you were looking for a little motivation, a little kick in the butt with a little hug at the end too, I'm glad you're here because we're about to jump into it. I'm done. I'm truly done. I have realized in lately little areas where I was playing small, and I said, well, if I'm feeling like this, I'm sure there are folks in my community that are maybe feeling like this too. And I've put together some truths today. As y'all know, I love my truths that's been helpful for me, and I hope that it helps you as well. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. My first truth: you already have everything you need to take on the assignment. Y'all, we will rev on something and rev on something like God didn't promise you this. Like he didn't put it in your heart. We still looking for confirmations. We're reading the tea leaves basically to understand like, oh, is this the thing I should actually be doing? We will constantly chase clarity and needing 3, 4, and 5 ways to validate the thing that we're supposed to be doing. Can I just encourage you that if that desire has been planted in your heart, it's there for a reason. It's there for a purpose. God doesn't misassign purpose. Like that's the thing. If you have this pull that feels so strong, that's not a coincidence. And let me just encourage you that you don't need one more credential. You don't need one more degree. You don't need any more clarity. You don't even need any more confidence. You have every single thing in you right now to do the thing that you are called to do. And once you fully accept that, the doors will open up and things will just start to fall in place. And let's just use me as the example because I noodled on this podcast for almost 2 years. I was so disobedient. And I had the name, I had topics, everything within 24 hours. This was back in 2023. And I just sat on it and sat on it. And it disturbed my spirit so much. And I realized that once I actually took action, things fell in place just effortlessly. I met the right people. I realized I had almost all of the equipment in my house already. It was an effortless transition. Now, this thing is hard. Please. I hope it looks easy, but it is hard and it takes a lot of planning and a lot of intentionality. But what I'm hoping that I land with you is that I realize and I continue to realize that I truly have everything that I need to be successful in this. And I believe the same for you. What I am constantly reminding myself is that God gave me this vision. And what I want to encourage you is that if God gave you the vision, please know that he also gave you the capacity to make you successful in this. And so you don't have to look left or right or look for it. It's all in you. And stand on the promise that he also doesn't make mistakes. So if you have the vision in your heart and in your mind, trust that he's going to see you through it and have the confidence that as every milestone you hit approaches, you will have the tools you need to power through it. And one of the tools that I know that I am constantly like, Lord, can I just get a little bit more? Can I get a little bit more? Is the confidence. And it's not confidence in like how I look or anything superficial. It's like a deeper confidence inside that I am like, do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? And I am constantly through affirmations and also looking back at past successes and past examples of me overcoming harder things actually wills that sort of internal confidence in myself. And I think that confidence actually shows up, and this is something that I think that we're all seeing on social right now, is this idea of main character energy. And that is actually my second truth. Main character energy requires responsibility, not just confidence. So if you've ever seen like a meme or video or anything about main character, like, oh, this I'm in my main character era, like what I have found, and to be clear, I love it. It's inspirational, it's aspirational, but what I have noticed is that it often stops short of just the aesthetics, right? So it's the way things look. It's like how he or she walks, what they're wearing, the life that we are assuming they're living because of this aesthetic. And what I actually believe when you get down to the core of main character energy is there's a ton more substance there. And what I am seeing as a pattern is these people have decided to take ownership of their life. They are not the supporting character in their own life, and neither should we be. And it's easy to do that. I think when you think supporting character, you're just thinking, oh, you're off into the side and you're just, just an extra in the film, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. Sometimes when you're a supporting character in your life, you have put yourself last in every area. And I understand that there are seasons, new baby, new whatever, there are seasons where you can't have it all at the same time, but you should always be sort of center in the main character in the life that you get to live. What I love about the main character idea is that the main character, they move even when the story is unclear. So they don't need to have every single chapter lined up to move. And that is inspiring, and that is motivation for me, is that I don't have to have all the answers. And oftentimes, especially for those of you who are believers, you know that God is not going to give you every answer because he wants to see you be obedient and take the first step in the thing that he called you to do. And so, no, he's not going to show you 10 chapters in when you can't even open the book. So when you're tapping into that main character, you have to remember that like it's not going to be perfect conditions, but you are at the core of it. You are the main star. This is your show that you get to live. And when I realized that I couldn't wait on the perfect conditions to launch this podcast, I said, okay, Lord, you gave me the vision. You gave me the message to share. I don't need to wait on someone to create a table for me. I can create my own table. And who knows where this podcast is going to go? Honestly, I'm just being obedient with getting this content out. I'm being obedient with creating space and trying to be as transparent about the things that I struggle with, the things that have worked for me in my life. And I believe that that's the responsibility that I talk about in the main character energy. It's like, I am responsible for the vision God gave me, and I am not going to wait for someone else to create space for me to show up in that way. I'm going to create the space, I'm going to set the rule and the standard, and I'm going to execute. And actually, that's my word for the year is execution. And I realized that when I was really done playing small, comfort isn't my goal. Obedience and alignment are. And when that thing hit, it was like, oh, yeah, I'm no longer going to be comfortable in my life. And that shouldn't be my mark. When you're comfortable, you often aren't growing. And I am too young to be stagnant. And there's so much more for me to do and learn. And for me to be at the center of it as the main character, I have to lean into the uncomfortable. I have to lean into being obedient and ensuring that I'm aligning with the things that God has shown me in my life. So I would say that being the main character is not really about being seen, it's about being accountable. And actually, that's a really good segue to my third truth, which is, and actually, for the third truth, if the first one, you heard it, you feel like, okay, yeah, I get it. I have everything that I need. And oh, main character, like, okay, I'm going to work on being the main character. If those two haven't really set you aflame, I believe the third truth will, because it really did for me. This is not just about you, y'all. Someone is watching what you are doing with your calling, right? Like, your obedience gives someone else permission to pursue the thing that they have been noodling on. And when I really sat and thought about that, when I look at my daughter who now will like prop up her iPad and start recording like outfit of the day videos, it's like that is a really small but tangible way of, wow, somebody is always watching. And it doesn't have to be someone that's in your home or someone that you're even related to. As you move about your day, your coworkers, someone you go to church with, someone that just follows you on social media, like seeing you execute and seeing you be obedient on the thing that you are called to do actually inspires someone else, right? There is something about seeing someone else do something really hard that makes you feel like, ooh, I might be able to do that thing. It just removes, well, it doesn't remove, but it makes the scary thing a bit more manageable. And I get it. Like every time I turn this camera on, it gets a little scary. And of course I pray. But you know what else I do? I prepare. Brain dump every single thing that I would want to say. And I meticulously edit and edit and edit until I get to an outline that helps to guide as I share. So, yes, I am carried through these episodes by God's comfort and grace, but I am also carried through by the preparation and effort that I put in because, as we all know, faith without works is dead. And so there is this level of accountability that I have not only to myself, to those people who consume the content and who are, I mean, like, y'all, this podcast is just like a few months old. I'm still learning. I'm a baby. I am a baby podcaster. I don't even know if there's a name for it, but I am her and she is me. But I am already having such meaningful conversations with people in real life as well as on social that not only affirm me, and it's so kind to get positive feedback, but more importantly, I'm seeing the impact of the things that I'm sharing, and I don't take that lightly. And so, in the same way, when you think about the thing that you are called to do that you haven't been obedient in doing, think about the impact that has. It all is woven together. And what really sort of landed with me is as I looked back over my career, my life, I think about all the women who have come before me that I've modeled my career after. And I wondered, like, man, if this woman hadn't done this thing, if she hadn't been obedient to apply for the job, if she didn't have the courage to ask for the promotion, then maybe I wouldn't be sitting in the seat that I am. And I'd love for you to just take a minute to also reflect back and think about all the people in your community and in your orbit and think about, man, what if they hadn't been obedient? And in the same way, that responsibility sits at your feet as well. So, what are you not being obedient in today that you know that you should be? And think about the people that are watching you, how that's impacting them. And I'm not putting all that pressure on you, but I am putting just a little bit of pressure because oftentimes when you can, and maybe it removes some pressure, when you can say, hey, I'm doing this for other people, maybe that's enough external motivation to push you over the edge and stop stalling on the dreams that you know that God has called you to do. Ultimately, one day, you'll either say, I'm glad I tried, or I wish I had. And in my experience, regret is far heavier than risk. Okay, friends, I'm gonna get off your toes. I'm gonna get off your toes. Just know that, like, everything that I'm saying, I say to myself daily. And I don't take your time for granted. And I pray that this episode gives you the push that you need to stop playing small today. Y'all, we get one life to live. One. And I refuse to get to the end of mine knowing that I played small because I was afraid of failing, being seen, or being judged. They're going to judge us anyway, so we might as well just go ahead and do the thing. If God gave you the vision, your job is obedience and execution. No excuses. You have every single thing you need to be successful in your assignment. Go do it today. I'm praying for you. I am rooting for you. I believe in you. I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to In the Middle. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend and click subscribe so you never miss an honest conversation about life in the middle. I'll see you next time.